And no better way to wrap up the week than with a chat with Pat.
Yes. And today we have with us Father Joseph, I think it's Mallia. He's pastor of St. Kyrian Catholic Church in Shelby Township. He was ordained a priest in 1992. He's also taught high school directed retreats and serves as the chaplain to the Maltese American community in the Archdiocese. And he's here today to talk to us about a big event that's coming in the Archdiocese of Detroit on July 22nd, the Rising from the Ashes Revival. Welcome, Father Joe. How you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Well, tell us all about this, because this is coming this summer to the Archdiocese of Detroit, and certainly all of us in the Toledo area are nearby, so we could make it up there. So tell us a little bit more about this.
We'd love to have all of you up here. It really came out of a lot of reflection and prayer, especially during COVID, that I really felt like the church was not going in the right direction, that we were trying to manage decline. And I really believe that God has no desire to manage decline. God is a God of abundance. And so we needed to find a way to renew people's hope. That was clear in COVID, that people had started to lose hope in everything and trust in everything.
Right.
And we needed to renew that even within the church, especially in the Eucharist. And so after years of praying and reflecting and talking with people about this to make sure I wasn't crazy on my idea, that we were responding really to God's will, we came up with the idea to do this revival.
And this sounds amazing. You have some amazing people that will be speaking. Can you tell the audience a little bit about who will be there?
Yeah, even that's a work of God, because as we contacted these people, they all responded yes fairly quickly. Jeff Cavins is coming to speak. Bishop Flores is coming to speak. Sister Mary Grace, one of the Sisters of Life, is coming to speak. And Father John Riccardo is coming to speak as well. And the focus really is on that Jesus leads and we follow. And how do we live that out in our lives?
And I love the, I was looking at the schedule. I mean, just, it's amazing. So where's this going to be held? Because you're expecting a lot of people, right?
We're hoping for about 10,000 or more.
Okay.
It's at Huntington Place, which is where they hold the auto show, the old Cobo Hall, for those of us who are older and from this area. Might remember it that way. Yeah, so even God led us there. We thought about it, if this is going to be a revival, we need to get back to our roots.
Right.
And that's where the first missionaries from this area landed, on those shores of the Detroit River.
Okay.
Also, the waters of baptism bring us into faith. And it just all came together. And we reflected on the life of Father Gabriel Richard, who was a leading priest back here in this area back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. And when we went to Huntington Place to check it out, there on the wall was a mural painted by a sister from Sylvania, Ohio.
I looked at that mural, Father, online, and I thought, this is Sister Jane's work from Lourdes. She has a very, I teach at Lourdes, and so she has a very distinct way of doing mosaics. It's wonderful. So that was her.
So when I saw that there with the theme of the conference, right, we hope for better things, we will rise from the ashes. I thought, okay, Lord, I'm not very bright, but I'm not that stupid. I guess you want it here. And so that's how this all just started to come together incredibly beautifully for the glory of God.
And I love, Father, you are doing, obviously, exposition of the Blessed Sacrament and procession, a Eucharistic procession. Tell us about how that's going to work, that Eucharistic procession. Where's it going to go? What's all going to be a part of that?
Yeah, so we're finalizing the final route still with the police department in Detroit, but we're going to go out, weather permitting, outside of the center there out of Huntington Place. We're going to try to go up Woodward to Campus Martius and loop back down, where then the Archbishop will do benediction over the church and over the city.
Wonderful. Now, you mentioned the Spirit of Detroit statue. How does that tie into this whole thing?
Well, it's a beautiful image, and if you ever have seen the Spirit of Detroit statue, a lot of people don't recognize that there's actually a biblical quote behind it that comes out of Corinthians, and it's just a symbol of the city. It's a very hopeful image, right, with this image of this sun and in one hand and the people in the other, as if this the image was bringing the people to this light. And that's what we hope to do, to bring people to Christ in and through the Eucharist, and to remind ourselves that, no matter what's going on, God is faithful. God is going to help us and strengthen us if we just respond to the Lord. If we allow him to lead and we follow, everything will work out according to his plan.
I love it. Now, also listed in your schedule is a ministry fair. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. One of the things that we realize is that most people view the church based upon what is or isn't happening in their parish. And most people don't know about the work that the church is doing or the various ministries that are being done in the name of the church in their own area. So we're inviting schools, hospitals, other apostolic groups, religious orders to come and set up a table. It's absolutely free, and to promote their work, their ministry. And one of the other things to help, because we really want this to be more than just talking about the Eucharist, being a Eucharistic people calls us to serve each other. So when people purchase their ticket for the day, and it's only $50 for the day, that they also pick which one of the 5 charities that we've chosen to donate that money to. All of the expenses of the revival have been funded through donations that we've gotten so that people can donate that money directly to charity and not have it go to the actual expense of the revival.
I love that. So one of the things I noticed is you have a concert in the evening. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Now, is that, I want to hear a little bit about this concert, but I also want to know if people work through the day and they just can't get to everything that's happening through the day, can they just come to the concert at night? Is there a separate charge for that? How does that work?
Yes, they can come just to the concert, and the concert will be free.
Really?
Actually. So in July, they'll be on the website, risingrevival.org. If you go to the ticket section, if you can only make it to the concert, you'll go to that portion of the website, and it'll say concert only. And you just click on there, and it'll issue you a ticket for free. This is not about raising money. This is about raising awareness, raising faith, raising hope, and helping people to unite and to connect with their faith in a deeper and fuller way.
Wow, and you've got some great names for this concert. I recognize Maher, obviously, and Sarah Hart, so a couple others I'm not as familiar with. But
Sarah Kroger, and Steve Agrizzano.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great concert. Just to go to that.
It is a very good concert.
Yeah, just go to that is amazing. So, can you briefly, in the time left here, tell us why the name Rising from the Ashes?
Well, it goes back to, again, Father Gabriel Richard. After the Great Fire of 1805 in the city of Detroit, he penned this phrase, "We hope for better things, we will rise from the ashes." And the idea of hope is not just an aspiration. It's a biblical and a spiritual virtue.
Right.
In the idea that we're hopeful because God is faithful.
Right.
And so no matter what situation we find ourselves in, it is the faithfulness of God that will always pull us up from the darkness that we may be feeling.
Oh, Father, thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll give that website out again so people know where to go to register. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.